Hello. Let's go ahead and grab our green band today. Getting settled into our seat. Finding our alignment with our toes, knees and hips all pointing forward. Again, you can always sit back in your chair if you need a little extra support. Or engage those ab muscles. Hold yourself up nice and tall. Maybe roll the shoulders back a couple of times. Opening up that chest. Hopefully everybody has their band. You're seated. You can place the band behind you for the beginning. Bring our hands out in front of us, taking a deep breath in and up, out and down. Just grounding as we breathe in, imagining length and expansion, and softening as we exhale. One more big breath in and up, out and down. Okay, coming to our warm-up. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Coming into our march. You can always keep it nice and slow or speed it up. And a little coordination here. Option to stay here or option to start reaching up, maybe opening, closing the hands, getting that shoulder, side body more into it. Nice steady breath the whole time, no holding your breath. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Roll the shoulders back. Next warm up, bringing the feet together. Goal is to keep our heels directly below our knees. Find that nice tall spine again. And then we're going to just step out. So we want that whole leg to move as one unit. We don't want our foot to splay out from under the knee. Alternating legs here. Option to stay here or beginning to lift the leg up and over, making little arcs. Good. If you always want to keep in mind engaging that belly, maybe the belly button coming in towards the spine. Again, it's not about how fast we do it, but how good our alignment and our muscle mind connection is. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to center. Good. Let's bring in the arms. Remember, high elbows means higher intensity, lower elbows, lower intensity. Find where you're at today. It's perfectly fine wherever you are. And then we're going to continue with the feet, stepping out to the side, keeping that heel underneath the knee. Squeeze the arms open, shoulder blades together. Draw the foot back, elbows together. Again, it's quality over quantity, so we're going to keep those nice right angles. We want to keep the heels underneath the knee. Thinking about those shoulder blades, squeezing back, opening up the chest. This is great for our posture. Option to stay here. Option to step a little bit higher. Again, thinking about our form. Heels underneath the knees the whole time. Nice deep breaths. Starting to feel those shoulders. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Bring it back. Roll the shoulders. Whew. Taking Taking some deep breaths here. Maybe finding stillness. You can just do one shoulder at a time. Okay. Gonna go back to that same movement. Gonna bring up the intensity one more if you choose to. So feet together, heels underneath the knees, arms come up, elbows are high or low, and then we'll start nice and slow. And you can always just stay with the low impact, opening the arms, stepping the feet out. Small steps. Option number 1 is a great option. Option number 2, stepping it up and over. And then option number 3, pulling the belly in, stepping both feet out wide as we squeeze the shoulder blades together, opening the arms. We want our core to be tight, drawing the ribs in. That is our center of gravity here. Seated jumping jacks again. Small jumps out. It doesn't have to be big. Want those heels underneath the knees. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Everything back to center. Roll the shoulders back. Okay, catching our breath here. Finding our feet hip distance apart, toes, knees, and hips pointing forward, hands on the legs, heel toe lifts. Nice and slow, just warming up our ankles and our calves. Good, let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming up on our tiptoes, hold here, heels off for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the heels, raise the toes, hold here and breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower. Working on a little coordination. One heel comes up, one toe comes up on the opposite side, and then switch. Might take a little bit to get the rhythm, but once you get it, let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Let's stomp it out a little bit. A little bit of energy down into the legs, into the feet. Okay, leg lifts. Keeping our hands on our thighs, lifting one leg and then the other. With our hands on our thighs, maybe we begin to feel our quadricep muscles tighten as we lift our legs and release as we lower. This is that mind muscle connection that we want to keep throughout the class with whatever part of the body we're working with. And you don't have to come to full straightening of the knee. You can always have a nice bend in the knee. Good. Speaking of the knee, we're going to work on the knee here. So coming to our first side, we're going to just hold the foot up off the ground at a 60-degree angle. So it's halfway in between our foot being on the ground and halfway between our foot being fully extended. Feeling that quad hold here. This is great for the knee tendons. Hold and breathe. 3, 2, 1. Little pulses. So just up and down, hinging at the knee. So the knee's bending ever so slightly, then straightening ever so slightly. So we're not going all the way down. We're not straightening the knee the whole time. Good. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And lower. Whew. Okay, big breath here in between sides. Maybe noticing how this leg feels as opposed to this leg. And then coming on to our second side. So just raising that foot up 60 degrees. Again, we don't want the foot on the ground. We don't want it fully extended. We want just a nice little bend in that knee. And we're holding here. Feel that quad tighten ever so slightly. Think about the knee tendons here. Tightening up and holding the knee in this position. Stillness for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then little pulses. Little bend of the knee, then straight. This is not a big movement, but it's really good for our knees and our tendons in our knees. Let's go for 3, 2, 1. Lower it back down. Good. Stomping the feet out. Okay, let's do some thigh work. So we're gonna just bring one knee up and then the other. You can always hold on to the bottom of your chairs too, if you need a little extra support. Maybe imagining that belly button coming in towards the spine, holding those abs nice and tight here, bringing it a little bit higher up into the body. Get our thighs a little bit burning today, and that's great. That means our muscles are building, and since our quadriceps, our thigh muscles, are the biggest muscle group in our body, they need a little extra attention. Let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Starting leg, hold, knee up. Good. Gonna feel that thigh begin to say hello. 5, 4, 3, 2. No putting it down. We're doing little pulses, not touching the ground, or touching the ground and lifting it up. Your choice. You want to feel that thigh begin to burn though for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then you can set it down. Give it a little love. Just extend that leg. Nice tall spine as we breathe in. Exhale, reach down. Maybe keeping the head above the heart at first. Feeling the hinge in the hips only. You want to feel that stretch in the back of the leg. Option to stay here if it feels good, allowing the upper body to lower down towards the thigh, reaching down towards the foot. Option to drop the chin into the chest or drop the toe down to the ground. Again, we want to just find that nice sensation in the back of the leg. You can always use your other arm to press yourself up slightly onto the other leg, making sure our heel is below our knee. Hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice and slowly coming back up. And bringing that foot in. Good. On to the other side. Let's take a deep breath in first. And out. Notice how this leg feels in comparison. And then bringing our hands back to the thighs. We're going to lift that opposite leg up off the chair, holding it here, squeezing the muscles in the thighs for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Little pulses, little ups and downs. And we're holding our breath. You can engage the belly, pull the belly in. Deep breaths for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set it down. Extend the leg. Again, nice tall breath. And as we exhale, hinge forward, keeping that head above the heart at first, and then maybe allowing the torso to sink down a little bit more. Maybe the chest or the chin comes to the chest. Maybe the toe comes to the ground. Just feeling what feels the best. Making sure our other leg is in alignment. Hold and breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice and slow. Coming back up. Good. Bring it in. Okay. Again, finding our position with our legs and feet parallel to each other, hands on the legs, coming into our cat-cows. So in our inhales, up and forward, exhales, down and back. I'm going to give you some cues within the body, but you just want to think about a nice swaying motion from the head all the way down to the tailbone here, going with the breath. It's whatever feels best in your body, your back. Only you know what feels the best, and that's what you want to be doing. So maybe imagine as we inhale our tailbone shooting backwards, and as we exhale, tailbone digging into the chair down towards the ground. Inhale, elbows squeezing towards the ribs and push backwards. Exhale, straightening the elbows. Inhale, heart is pulled forward. Exhale, spine to the chair. Inhale, chin or gaze lifts. Exhale, chin to the chest. Let's do 3 more, finding your own rhythm, own breath. Last 2. Nice feel good stretch for the whole back of the body. Last one. Good. Coming up nice and tall. Just bring the feet out as wide as the chair legs or wider, wherever they are, making sure that the knees and the toes are pointing in the same direction. Hands resting on the legs again. Let's do some circles. So pretending that our spine is a big silver spoon. Trying to scrape all edges of the pot, or whatever you're imagining your hips and pelvic bowl are today. Option to stay here with the hands on the legs. We're bringing it into the core a little bit more, bringing the hands together, pretending like you're stirring another pot with your hands. Nice and slow, maybe giving yourself a little bit of resistance, maybe something thick. And let's go the opposite direction. Again, we want to feel it in our core or belly area. Nice slow breaths here still. Good. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Bringing the hands back. Big breath here. And out. Coming into a little bit of side body. So we're going to reach out and over across the heart. Pull it back. Maybe close the hands. Elbows back. Let's do that again. So our inhale reaches, opening the hands. Our exhale pulls, close the hands. Trying to keep a tall spine the whole time. So in to reach, out to pull. 2 more. In to reach, feeling that side body and shoulders really start to get involved, especially when we squeeze the shoulder blades back. Last one. Good. Hand comes down, opposite side. Inhale to reach, exhale, pull it back. In to reach, out to pull it back. 3 more. Try to keep that elbow high. It's going to bring a nicer form, a little more intensity. Last one. Okay, bring the feet back, parallel, hip distance apart. Hands on the shoulders. Going to do some twists. So we were warming up our side bodies a little bit with a little twist we just did, but this twist, we really want to focus on the belly, our pivotal movement coming from the navel area. Arms are just hanging out. We're not pulling ourselves with the arms, shoulders, upper body. all the twist in the waist. It's so good for our lower organs, our digestive tract, giving them a nice little massage, stimulating them for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to center. Let's drop the arms, roll them back, move one at a time. Hands come down to the side. Still working on this core here. Gonna bring down, up, opposite side, and up. So think about our exhale, carrying us down. Inhale, carrying us up. Good, let's do a few more. Last few. Good. 3, 2, 1. Keeping that nice tall spine the whole time. Good. Hands on the lap. Let's put our hands back on the shoulders. Warming up our shoulders a little bit, getting ready for our bounds. Draw some circles with the elbows. And opposite direction. Good. If you have any shoulder injuries, please take it nice and easy or slow, or just don't do it. If it hurts, you can't breathe deeply through the exercise, don't do it. We're going to breathe in, reach up, out, reach forward. In and up, out and forward. One more. Really opening up those shoulder blades, feeling them move in the back of the body. Good. Go ahead and grab our bands. First we're going to do is we're going to take it wide. So probably about 2 feet or so. You can always keep the elbows bent for low intensity or extend the arms out for more intensity. And we're just going to just do little pulls. I want to think about all aspects of our arms working here. So the shoulder blades, feeling the shoulder blades here. Feeling the biceps pull. Feeling the elbows pull, only slightly. We're not staying in one area. Maybe the wrist and the hands. I want to feel all of it. We don't want to just isolate the movement just to one part of the body. Let's go for 3, 2, 1. Set it down for a second. Deep breath. Maybe roll or shake the shoulders out a little bit. Next one, we're going to be pulling it tight the whole time. Again, elbows can always be bent or extended. Our deep breaths are going to carry the arms up. You can always bend the elbows more, widen the grasp. Exhale to lower. 2 more. Keep it nice and tight as we breathe in and up. Out and down. Last one. And out. Good. Rest the hands on the legs. Roll the shoulders. If that was a lot, stay there. If you want a little bit more, stepping it up. I'm going to bring the hands about as wide as the hips and the knees and the legs. And we're going to always, maybe just bend the elbows or extend the arms. Wherever you're at today is perfect. And then pulls. The less amount of band in between the hands, the more difficult it becomes. Again, we're not isolating the movement to just one area. We're thinking about that whole arm and shoulder pulling here. Let's go. 3, 4. Last one. It wouldn't be Amber. It wouldn't be one of my exercises if I didn't mess up the count at least once. So, okay. If that was a lot, you can always make a wider grip. Again, for more intensity, shorter grip, pull that whole time. So you're feeling the whole arm pull here. And we're going to breathe in and up. Maybe the elbows bend, maybe they don't. Out and down. Again, we don't want to hurt ourselves, so just take it where you start to feel it and then release. Last one. Good. Just roll the shoulders a couple of times. We're going to do one more thing with our band. We're going to bring the feet together, knees together. I'm going to wrap that band underneath the legs, and then we're going to make an X marks the spot. Hold the band in the palms, face up, elbows squeezed in. The closer the hands, the more difficult. The farther the hands, the easier it's going to be. Find where you're at today, and you can always adjust. We want those hands and those arms to stay in the exact same spot the whole time. So it's like they're made out of brick. They're not moving. We're going to open the legs. And then close. Open the knees. And then close. Giving yourself your own resistance here. Try to keep those hands in the same spot. Let's do 3 more. It's a lot. 2. Last one. Okay. Whew. Let's go ahead and put our bands aside for now. Let's roll the shoulders out one at a time. Maybe get the elbows into it. And forward. Bring those feet out into our parallel hip distance alignment. Just because we're not using our lower limbs doesn't mean that they should be out of alignment in bad formation. And let's bring our hands, fingertips and thumb tips together. We're going to do a little hand exercise, our twiddling. So twiddling our thumbs, if that is available to you. Some thumbs are very arthritic and this is very painful, so you can always skip this. We're going to stay a little bit more time on the thumbs because they do tend to get arthritis in them. They need a little extra movement. Opposite direction. Not repetitive movement. We go out throughout our days doing the same thing with our hands, and that can cause arthritis to happen a little bit faster. This is more of a novel movement. We don't usually do this movement in our day-to-day, so that helps. And draw the thumbs together. Let's do our pointer fingers. Nice and slow. Try not to let them touch. If they touch, that's fine. Opposite direction. Bend those joints. Touch them together. Middle fingers. One direction. It's easy. You can close your eyes. Maybe makes it a little bit easier or harder. Opposite direction. Again, it's not about how fast we can go, but how well we can do it. Touch those together. Ring fingers. These ones are tricky. I gotta take it real slow. Opposite direction. Touch those together. Gotta press those ring fingers tight because the pinkies like to go wild. Maybe bending the joint from the pinkies is difficult as for me. Opposite direction. Okay, let's shake it out. For 3, 2, 1. Draw some circles. Actually, opposite direction. Interlace the hands. Figure 8s. Opposite direction. Or circles if this is difficult. Take it slow. And then let's press the palms out and away, opening the shoulder blades, making as much distance between the hands and the heart as we can, but keeping nice form in our spine for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Staying here, lifting it up. Oh, big stretch here. You can bend the elbows, hold and breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the hands down. And let's draw some big circles with one arm. Maybe see any tension that may have built up in the shoulders. And opposite direction. Okay, opposite arm. Pick one direction. Big circles, big or small. Just take it slow. Opposite direction. Good. Last one. Now let's get our knees warmed up. You can always stay seated if standing is not available to you today. Just by getting a little bit of movement in our knees before we stand up, especially since we've been seated for more than 10 minutes, give a little bit more advantage to our knees when we stand up. So we want to find that nice wide stance. Again, knees and toes pointing in the same direction. Big breath in. And then as we exhale, we're going to lift ourselves up, squeezing those thighs and glutes. Let's do that 2 more times. So nice and slow, coming back down. You can always use your hands to press yourself up. A little extra help. Big breath in. Exhale to stand. Doing whatever feels best with your arms. Slowly lower, putting the brakes on. And then our last one. Exhale and stand. Good. We're going to walk behind the chair. Let's see. I'm going to move my chair so you can see what I'm doing. So we want our toes pointing forward, hip distance apart with the feet. Bend those knees the whole time. Nice tall spine. Maybe roll the shoulders back. And we're going to heel toe lift. So holding on to the back of the chair, keeping those knees bent. Even when we come on our heels, we want to keep those knees bent. We like to lock them out, especially for that part. We're keeping it nice and slow today since we're on our chairs. We can't bring the hips back too much. We don't want to be pulling the chairs back or falling. Instead, we're going to work on a little bit of balance, maybe bringing one hand to the hip or both hands. Get it nice and slow wherever you are. It's great for balance. You want to challenge? Don't look at your feet. Any of these exercises, try not to look at your feet. It's going to be more challenging that way. Let's go for 3, 2, 1. Hands on the bar. Come up onto those tiptoes. Hold on the tiptoes for 5, 4. Bend the knees. 2, 1. And lower. Coming onto the heels. Keep those knees bent. Hold. Look up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And down. Let's do some butt kickers. Bringing our heel up towards the knee. Again, playing around with balance, maybe one or both hands come to the hips. You can always switch them out too. You can just slow it down. Keep it a little bit smaller here. Working on that balance. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands back on the chair. Let's widen our stance for about as wide as the chair legs or wider, keeping those knees bent the whole time. Hip circles. Nice feel good movement here. Again, keeping the knees bent the whole time. Take it nice and slow, big or small, maybe one or both hands come to the hips. Drawing circles with the tailbone. Again, maybe we're not looking down. A little bit more challenging. Opposite direction. Keep an eye on yourself on the mirror. Making sure we have a nice form. Good. steady breath here. Let's go for 3, 2, 1. Back up, hands on the chair. Bring those legs together, feet together as close as possible, knees together as close as possible. Bend and circle. Circle with the knees. Again, you can work on maybe 1 or 2 hands coming to the hips. Always a challenge to look forward and not down. Let's go the opposite direction. This direction might feel a little bit different than the other direction. That's okay. Just notice, making no judgments here. You can always bring one hand to the bar at any point, or both hands. Let's go for 3, 2, 1. Okay, nice and tall. Feet hip distance apart. Bend one knee and then the other. Good. Okay. Hamstring stretch with a little balance if you choose to do it. And step 1 foot back and out. It's going to give you more stability. Heel down, bend that front knee. Make sure that front knee is not going over that front toe though. So staying here, maybe lifting our heart up. Staying here and breathing is perfectly great. Feeling that stretching the back of the leg. Maybe breathing in, one arm lifts off the chair. Exhale, down. In, opposite arm. Exhale, down. And sticking with one hand and then the other. Or if you feel pretty stable, lifting both hands up. Maybe they're just hovering above the chair. You want to be safe here. Okay, so this is why our stance is wider. Give us more stability. You can draw on the abs and the ribs together. It's going to bring more core stability as well. And then placing the hands back down onto the chair. Big breath here, finding length in the spine. Breathing down into that heel as well. And as we exhale, we're going to just lower down, soften a bit. Inhale, step it forward. Big breath here in between. Notice how this side of the body feels after stretching it. And then step the opposite foot back and out. Heel down, bend that front knee. Bring us up nice and tall. Always an option to just stay here and breathe. Option to work on our balance. One arm floats off the bar or the chair. Other hand comes off the chair. And then doing that one more time. We're continuing to do that. Or if you feel pretty good, bring both hands to hover off the chair. Again, drawing in the navel, knitting the ribs, finding that center. Something to look at that's not moving. Hold and breathe. And then place the hands on the chair. Big breath in, finding extension, lengthening through the leg and the spine. Exhale, soften down. Maybe get a little bit lower. And inhale to step back. And let's bend one knee and then the other. Just a little release for any tension that may have built up in the hips. Good. Come back to our seated position. Nice and slow, lowering ourselves down. No plopping. Feet hip distance apart, toes, knees, and hips pointing forward in that parallel position. Always lean back in your chair again or hold yourself up. Use those ab muscles. Hands in the lap. A couple of nice neck stretches. So our inhales take us nice and tall. Exhale. Let the head drop, be heavy, as well as the shoulders. Maybe close the eyes and just breathe here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Our inhale raises our gaze up towards the ceiling. Maybe the chin raises as well. Shoulders are staying heavy. Maybe even pull the shoulders back a little bit. Heart reaches up and out. Hold here and breathe for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Bring the chin to the chest, keeping the shoulders heavy this whole time. Inhale. Raise up. Exhale to lower. Do 2 more of those, nice and slow with your own breath. Last one. Coming back to center. Let's bring our gaze over one shoulder. Again, shoulders are heavy. Heart is coming forward. You can close your eyes. Chin is parallel to the ground for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale to center. Exhale over to the other side. Shoulders are heavy. Gaze over to the opposite side. You can close your eyes for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're just going to go nice and slow, side to side with the breath. Whatever feels best in your body, just do that. Go extra slow. Be very gentle on our neck vertebra. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to center. Good, nice and tall. Let's breathe in. Arms reach. Twist to one side. Let the hands float down. Finding that nice tall spine. So we want to imagine nice straight line from the tailbone to the top of the head. And if you want a little bit more extra neck stretching, you can always look over that shoulder. Don't compromise your spine lengthening for getting into the twist more. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to center. Good. In and up. Over to the other side. Let the hands float down. Finding chair, leg, whatever feels best to press into so we keep that tall spine. And then again, maybe, excuse me, looking over that shoulder. Hold and breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to center. Swivel the shoulders. Oof. Opposite direction. Good. Hands out in front. Big breath in and up. Out and down. 2 more. In and up. Out and down. Last one a little different here. Breathe in and up. Hands together. Draw them down the center to your heart. Give yourself a little nod or bow. Giving thanks for this day. Thanks for all that we can do. Thanks for all that we have. I thank you here for being here with me in spirit. From my heart to yours. Namaste.